Hey guys, Preston Schmidt here. Just wanted to reach out. I'm here with my buddy Austin Jones. He's a realtor with EXP, and I wanted just to kind of go through and interview him with some interesting questions. How are you doing, Austin?
Not doing too bad. How are you doing today?
Doing good, doing good. I'm excited for this. I'm gonna get
Me
more
too.
people to understand and know who you are.
I appreciate that.
So I'll just get right into it. So what got you into real estate?
Yeah. So when I guess a couple years ago, my goal was always to be a landlord. I wanted to have a couple rental properties, and that was kind of a big deal for me. That was kind of my big goal, my big vision. And I didn't really know how quite to do it. Ended up touching base with somebody who has a couple rental properties. He got me in touch with this realtor that was walking me through the process of investment properties and how to buy investments. And so we ended up doing that. I ended up buying my first official rental property. I rented out my house a couple of years before that, so I was familiar with the process a little bit. But he helped me buy a rental property, and I remember it was like a week after closing, I called him up and I said, "What if I just became a realtor?" He kind of laughed, and it's one of those things where everybody wants to be a realtor. A lot of people talk about it. I hear from all the time from people like, "Oh, why don't I become a realtor?" And it I laugh because it's the most difficult thing in the world when you actually start getting into it, and it seems way easier than it actually is. So he gave me all the steps. He told me exactly what to do. I went and did it. He told me, "Hey, you got to go take this 3 week course." So I found like a expedited version of the course, and I finished in like 2 weeks. And I called him back. I said, "I did it. What now?" And he's like, "What? I can't believe you actually got that done already." So I've been licensed for about a year and a half now, and I've been fully practicing real estate as a full-time agent for a little bit over a year now.
Awesome, awesome. Are you on a team now or are you solo?
So when I started, I actually joined his team. It was just me and him. It was a two-man squad. It was a pretty cool setup that we had. It was super efficient, but I needed a little bit of a change. I met with the team that I'm on now. It's TK Homes, Taylor Keelty with the EXP group. And when I met with him, I realized there was a lot of pieces that I was personally missing, and it was just the team atmosphere of high-end professionals. And so our team strives to focus on a 6-star experience for our buyers and sellers. It's just something I really resonate with. We have actual staff on our team, so it's not just two dudes running around getting stuff done. It's like a professional setup we have
A
here. And
well-oiled machine.
exactly, I love the team we got now.
Awesome, awesome. Well, tell me just a little more about yourself. Do you have any kids?
Yeah, yep. So I've got two kids. I've got a 2-month-old. You might be able to hear her screaming in the background at some points throughout this interview, but she's absolutely amazing. She normally doesn't cry much, so I've been blessed with a what I like to call a perfect child. No kid's perfect, but she's perfect to me. So, and then I've got a stepdaughter, 4-year-old stepdaughter as well. So
Bonus daughter. That's what I call it.
absolutely, yeah.
That's awesome. Perfect. Do you have any current hobbies at all, or just what do you like to do for fun?
I like to hang out with people. That's my hobby is doing whatever. People say it all the time, like, "Oh, I'm down to do whatever," but I really am. Like, I've gone rock climbing with friends. I'm not a rock climber. I've went and played basketball with friends. I'm not a basketball person. I'll play video games. I'll go do whatever. My hobby is being around people and socializing. I like to go out. I like to go do things, but I wouldn't say there's anything specific. There's nothing really that I come home and I want to go do this. It's either I'm working or I'm hanging out with people. Those are the two things that I love to do.
No, it's good focus. Yeah, you're outgoing. You're probably an extrovert like myself. So that's a good personality to have. All right, so this is an interesting question, but tell me about a challenging deal that you had to go overcome and ensure that it got closed on time. How did that process work, and what did
Yeah.
you guys do?
I when you say that, there's one deal that comes to mind. I was working on it with my business partner that I was working with before, and we ran into a situation where the borrower, the person who was planning on buying the house, they they we sorry, I'm just trying to think of the best way to put it here, without giving away too much information about this person, because I still know this person. But the best way to put it is when you apply with a lender, as when people apply with you, you get to see all the debt that they have.
Mhm.
You kind of go through that debt with the person. You say, hey, is this everything? And then the person says, absolutely, that's everything. Well, in this situation, that ended up not being the case. There ended up being some pretty massive debt that we didn't, that wasn't on any of the reporting, wasn't on anything until we ran it about a week before closing.
Oh no.
So yeah, we had run through everything beforehand with them. They were fully approved. Everything was good to go. Well, they had some debt that popped up that they thought we wouldn't end up seeing, which we saw, and it ended up hurting the deal a little bit. This is a situation where this person almost ended up homeless because of this, and so obviously I'm never going to let a client of mine end up homeless. So the scenario that we ran through is we called the listing agent on the property. We ended up getting this thing pushed out a couple more days. It took us an extra 10 days to get this thing closed. We had to, without getting into too much detail, we ended up having to pull some strings, and we ended up making it happen. And we ended up getting him his house. This is somebody with wife, kids, and all that stuff. And
Nice.
they were moving out of the rental property. And like I said, it would have been a situation where literally would have been homeless if we couldn't have gotten this thing closed on time. So we were very fortunate to be able to get those strings pulled. That comes with great partnerships. Having the great lenders like yourself to work with in order to get that kind of stuff to happen. But we at the end of the day, we got it all. We got it all taken care of. We got them taken care of.
Yeah, this industry is stressful, man. Everybody says easy money. It's not easy money.
No,
you got to work your butt off in this industry. So
I don't think I slept for 3 days when we had to.
Stress levels get pretty high.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to another topic. What percent of your business is listings versus purchases?
Yeah, so listings versus purchase. I would say this last year has been really goofy. So it's a kind of a loaded question a little bit, I would say. But the my listings this year, I'd say 40%ish, if I had to pick a number of transactions that I've been a part of that were listing side versus buy side. Now that's probably going to change with the shifted market, but a lot of time, I think a lot of people like to think about is typically if they're listing a house, unless they're moving out of state, they're probably buying something around here too. So I'd say that was pretty much most of the list. I think almost every single listing that we had was somebody that was looking at buy a house, and then we had a couple additional buyers on top of that. So like I said, I've been here a little bit over a year and a half. I've been a part of over 30 transactions in the last year and a half. And yeah, it's been pretty good.
That's some good volume. That's awesome. Well, lastly, just any last things you'd like to share about yourself or that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, the one thing that I always like to share with people in general, and just it's a current market update. And my biggest thing of this current market is this is a great time for new home buyers. That's the thing I've been stressing to people absolutely right now. This is first time home buyers, somebody that's looking to transition from renting into buying a house, or somebody that maybe has to make a move, and they've just been like holding off as long as possible. Now's the time to do it. I mean, people talk about the interest rates being high, and that's just a scare tactic. It's right now it is the best time to get a good price on a house before the spring market comes and before the house prices start going back up. So that's just something that every single time I get an opportunity to have a conversation with somebody that's looking to, that's the first thing everybody brings up. Oh, interest rates are too high. Well, yeah, maybe they're a little bit high right now, but you can always refinance out of that. You're going to get a better deal on the house right now, save the money on the house, refinance in a couple months when interest rates come down, or maybe a year, whatever it ends up being. But my educated guess is that the interest rates are coming back down again soon. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, the interest rates are going to be coming back down. They follow inflation. So the whole federal hike that, the Federal Reserve is hiking every single time. It's not really affecting the mortgage interest rates because the mortgage rates just follow the inflation. So as inflation falls, mortgage rates are just going to fall. That's just historically how it's always been. But I always tell people, looking to wait till the spring market to buy for whatever reason, you're saying that along with hundreds of other people, thousands of other people. So you'd rather buy a house, with less competition than having to do multiple offers like we had 6, 7, 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Crazy. But yeah, no, that's a good point. And I appreciate you coming on, Austin. Thank you so much. But hopefully this will give you some more exposure and get you some more business.
Awesome. I appreciate you, Preston.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Thank you.